Brett, I guess the first question is about Joel's performance.
I mean, I am just so proud of what he did on the court, the professionalism he showed as this was all playing out in regards to the end of the regular season and him trying to do whatever he could to return to play. And, take the real situation of not only was he injured and not playing basketball, now you got to come back in on the road and play a playoff game with a mask. And it's not like there's a clear, vision line out of the mask. It has a, protective lens in there as well. And, for him to come back under those terms in that situation and produce the results that he produced and help lead us to a road playoff win, I'm very, very proud of him.
I think at one point earlier this season, closing out fourth quarters was a big thing that you guys were working on. Can you kind of walk us through how you saw things came together and what that says about the growth of the team now to do that on the road and close a game out like that?
I mean, we've always tried to, base our program and base our mind and our mindset on defense. And I thought that in the first half, both teams were scoring pretty easily. You felt like the physicality of the game, but it really didn't translate into the scoreboard when you look at, both teams had in the mid-60s at the end of the first half. And I thought that we fouled too much in that first half. The game was physical, but I thought in general our defense, and especially our fourth quarter defense, to hold that team at home to 14 points to close out the game, to your point, I go straight to our defense.
Brett, can you also talk about how your team responded to the physical play?
I mean, I give so much credit to the Miami Heat in regards to their culture. I respect their culture, and I certainly respect their history. And, they played away in Philadelphia in Game 2, and they continue to play that way here in Miami. And I was proud of our team where we accepted the physicality in a way that I felt was technically fundamental. I thought we created leads well. I thought that we were strong with the ball. I thought that they didn't completely bend us over like they did in Philadelphia to end up with 12 turnovers only and still find a way to have 28 assists. And I think that 5 guys had 4 assists or more. Those are massive numbers and to me, statement numbers against a very physical Miami Heat team. And so you asked the question about how do we respond. We did a pretty good job. We did better than we did in Philadelphia, and we're going to need to continue to improve handling their pressure.
Brett, I know your young core guys, this is their first go-around in an NBA playoff scenario, but do you feel like Dario's experience internationally and in other high-level competitions has helped him thrive in this environment?
I definitely do, and we've spoken a little bit about this in Philadelphia. I know I coached in FIBA basketball for 17 years, and I know the environment that he has played in FIBA basketball. The EuroLeague is high-level basketball. Playing in the Olympic Games is high-level basketball. Playing in the European Championships, high-level basketball. World Championships, high-level basketball. He's been groomed since he was 14 to play basketball. He's from a basketball family. He has played, not on our shores as much as I just said internationally, and all those experiences have added up. And to him pretty much handling this moment. Like, he's not fazed by the moment. And I thought tonight there was a toughness, there was a skill package. You could see the passion that he had just with his facial expressions and his body language coming off the floor. I thought he was fantastic tonight.
Brett, to that end, I know you guys were really excited when you got Marco a couple months ago. When you got him, I'm sure you envisioned certain things, but did you envision that he would become this much of a key and be this good for you?
I did not. And I've known of Marco Bellinelli for a long time. And as I've said in many press conferences, his last 3 coaches are my friends, and so I know, I feel like, scouting him and watching him and then, downloading my friends who coached him, you had a pretty good snapshot of who he was. But he has exceeded in many, many ways the expectation that I had for Marco coming in. He's really grown to be an integral part of our fabric. Like, he's a great teammate. He's accepted, defensive criticism and us like biting him on defense and letting him have a freedom offensively. And he really tonight, I thought was excellent. And for that, I decided to ride him out, and have him finish the game because of his performance.
Thanks, Brett. Oh, sorry.
What did you think about Justin Anderson's defense on Dwayne Wade and kind of the spark that he gave you guys there?
And go to TJ also. I decided to go with TJ as a backup in the second half. We decided to go with Justin right from the get-go and insert him into, the rotation. And I think that both of those guys, to your point, injected just a passion, an energy, an enthusiasm, a toughness, a pace. Both of them, I feel, had TJ in less minutes, Justin in more minutes. But they really had, I think, an impact on the game. Those 2 guys came in and really helped us find a little bit more of an edge, and I think had a result in the win that we just left.
How much of an adjustment did Joel have to make with the mask early on, and are you guys going to have to tweak anything on that going forward?
I really don't know. I haven't spoken to Joe and asked him how did it feel, all that stuff. He will be able to express himself well. I mean, I can only imagine, the restriction he probably felt wearing the mask, then plus the lens. You could see the energy in the game. I think Justice came over and tried to crush one of the masks. Fortunately, we had a mask in the bullpen. We could bring that back out. But yeah, I'm sure he can explain it better. I just know, I can only guess that would be a frustrating situation for him.
What do you think about that situation with Justice?
You know what? It's part of the game. It's good for the game. It's the playoffs. Justice is good people. He's highly competitive, and it's just part of the game. That's the NBA playoffs, and you could see the spirit in which both teams played. It really never left any other word than physical. It was physical for the whole game, and that example that we're talking about with Justice probably is as good an example of just the mindset everybody had tonight.
Thanks, Brett.
Thank you.